If you love Chevys, then this is the place for you. This is the Menards Chevy Series, where we tour the country to find the finest race cars and rides that are part of the bow tie breed. Welcome, Bowtie fans, to another edition of the Menards Chevy Series. I'm Ted Jones, your host for this edition. Let's get things started right away with one of our special award winners, the Crank It with the Copper Top Award, presented by Duracell Batteries. This is a beautiful 1956 Chevrolet. You've heard of barn finds? Well, folks, this was a very unusual barn find.
The car had been in a barn. It had fell on it and crushed the quarter panels on it, the top. You could throw a basketball inside of it and it would roll out anywhere in the car. So we've had to put fenders, quarters, complete restoration, my son and I.
Now that engine, it's gorgeous, but it's not the original 265. Oh no, he hopped this one up a little bit.
It has a 350 in it. It's bored 60 over, has dart heads, air gap intake, 750 double pumper, 4-speed with 411 gears. It does run fairly good.
So I wondered about the color. Is this the original color of this 56 Chevy? I don't remember an orange and black.
The original color of this car was black. And I had come to shows and looked at all the colors of these cars. And most of them was red and white, yellow and white, black, you know, the typical colors. What I did, I went and bought a Hot Wheels car and I painted it orange and black to see what it would look like. So I even took it to get the guy to paint it, and he didn't want to paint it orange and black. He said, "You're gonna be very sorry of this." And after I painted the car and everything, he said, "I'd never believed the color combination would have came out that well."
And in the trunk, boy, it's finished out very nice. A nice battery holder right there. And what kind of battery? Well, Eddie told us.
Well, there isn't but one battery, and that's Duracell. And I have one in this car, and matter of fact, I have a little scooter I ride here. It has Duracell batteries. I built this car, if you'll look at it inside, a 1960s to 70s era. It has leather inside, it has a moon tack in it, moon gauges, bench seat. That's basically when I went to high school is what my cars look like.
For our first producer's pick this week, we've chosen the car, gorgeous, my favorite Chevelle of all time, a 1970 Chevelle. Now in 1970, Chevrolet made history when they decided they would offer from the factory the most powerful engine ever offered to date in the Chevelle. It was called the LS6, 454 cubic inches, 450 horsepower. Mary Parks owns this car. She's changed it around a little bit, different valve covers, but it looks like basically it's still stock. It's got the cowl induction. What was cowl induction? Well, it was vacuum operated. See, when you mash the gas, it creates a vacuum, and the little vacuum motor opens the flapper right back here on the back of the raised hood. Is that the stock hood? Yes. On the SS 454, you could get the stock hood with the cowl induction call-out badge. It meant you were bad. And I personally believe body-wise, the 70 Chevelle is one of the best looking ones. And she's even got the Krager SS mags that were so popular back in the 60s and early 70s. Inside it looks like the stock interior with, of course, the Hearst 4-speed. This is a gorgeous car. And I'm impressed. As a matter of fact, I think probably some of her friends have named her the Outlaw Girl. Here's a gorgeous 1955 Chevrolet, and this is another barn find.
The Chevrolet came from Nashville, Tennessee. It was in a barn, and brought it up to Dean Pilston, and he started working on it, and he did the most of the work, and then I finished it. It was in pretty good condition when I got it. We had to put a new belly pan all the way under it, new firewall, and then I sent all the frame and everything to have it powder coated.
So I asked Wayne, you know, being from Bluff City, Tennessee, orange and white, he must be a Tennessee fan.
No, a friend of mine that does the painting, he had seen one before, and he said, let's shoot it all in pearl white and then shoot the orange over it. and it would lighten it up. That's called tangerine orange.
I really like the nice touch, though, of these colored LED lights. We'll be back with more of the Menards Chevy series after this.
The Menards Chevy series is being brought to you by Dustless Blasting. It's the future of surface preparation. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. FLOWMASTER, the exhaust technology company. And by EVAPO-RUST, super safe rust remover.
Welcome back to the Menards Chevy series. You're looking at the winner of the RockAuto.com Restoration Award. This car is not a barn find. It's a very interesting history. It's a family car.
A family member purchased the car new. We restored it about 4 years ago as a frame-off restoration. Daytona yellow paint with the black stripes.
Now this had what was called the deluxe interior, offered by Chevrolet in '69. Vinyl seats, but they were all vinyl, I think.
Oh, I actually added the cloth to the seats, leaving the vinyl around the outsides. The cloth just sits really well. It does have the wood grain dash, all that being factory. I did not have to replace it. It was in good condition when I got the car, simply cleaned it, and I was able to use it.
It was originally a 350 small block. It's still a 350 block.
Yes, sir. It's just a 383 stroker. Used a 350 block and bored and stroked it with a Muncie 4-speed M20 4-speed.
So that came in originally, the Muncie Train.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
With the Hurst shifter.
Yes, the Hurst shifter was original to the car.
And what rear end we run?
It's a Chevrolet 10-bolt with a 355 gear.
So that's original in the car?
Yes, it is.
So you decided to leave it basically original, except a little more power.
Yes, sir. It's basically an all-original car with just some slight modifications, just a little more power and a little more shine and chrome, and that's about it.
What does the family say now?
They love the car. You know, the family loves it. Everybody that sees it thinks it's outstanding.
Another Producer's Award coming up with Lambeau doors. This, folks, is a 1982 Chevrolet Corvette. Everywhere you look on this car, it's custom, everything you possibly can imagine. I wonder how long the owner has had this car.
I've had this car over 25 years. It was stock, all the way stock when I bought it. And I'm just having fun. I'm always excited whenever I can clean this car up and work on it. I've spent a lot of money on this car. I've had to get a part-time job to help it along. But it's all right, I don't mind because I enjoy it. I love people coming to see it and love the conversation with people about the car. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, no kidding. Is that ostrich skin in there?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's ostrich, pure ostrich.
A lot of chrome on the engine.
Yes. Every chance I get, I try to add a little chrome to it, buy another little piece.
And the front end's very different. The vents there in front of the wheels and everything?
Yes, it's an aftermarket front end. I purchased that, and then I had the vents made and had them chrome plated and put them in and bring the car to make it really nice.
Do you ever drive this on the street?
I used to. I don't drive it on the street too much now because it's too much work trying to keep that chrome clean and keep it up.
And the heads have to turn.
Yes.
People ask you about it.
Yes.
Stop you, want to talk about it.
Yes, they do.
Want to take pictures.
Yes, they do. And I enjoy it. I love it.
Our OPGA Original Award goes to one of the most original, perfect restorations I've ever seen. 1967 Chevelle. This is the original color. If you look underneath the hood right here, all of the things are correct. The tower clamps, the different badges, the safety paint marks, everything completely original. And yes, this was originally an SS 396. They had 3 horsepowers, 375, 350, and this one, the 325 horsepower version. Now, the story of how he found this car is incredible.
The lady bought this car new in Hinesville, Georgia, February of '67. She donated this to her 3 teenage boys. They mutilated the poor car to death. She wanted to get rid of it out of her backyard. So we loaded up a truck trailer, me and my older brother, and we hauled to Tallahassee, Florida. And we worked a deal and loaded up all the parts and hauled it back to Tennessee and stripped it down. It's been a complete frame off, nothing but restoration. It's a number matching car with SD block, 10-bolt rim, monthly 4-speed. She ordered everything you see on the list price as it sets. Factory tilt wheel, defogger, AM FM radio, 396, 325 volts.
Was OPGI able to help you much with it?
Yes, sir, they were. As far as the detailing, all the labels that you see are all OPG, all the trim parts, OPG, all the emblems has been immaculately reproduced by them, and I've had really good luck with their parts and service as far as it goes about replacing anything that's not worked, don't fit, don't look right. They're very good, and about 90% of all the parts you see on this come from OPG.
How long did it take you to restore this?
Almost 4 years. The gentleman that painted it, he did a good job. He's very good at what he does.
Well, very deserving car for the award. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
We'll be back with more of the Menards Chevy series after this. Welcome back to the Menards Chevy series, coming to you this week from Bristol, Tennessee at the old Thunder Valley Dragway. Time for the Minty's Top Dog Award, and boy, what a top dog the judges picked out this time. 1954 Chevy. Why not do a 54 Chevy? This one is drop dead gorgeous. And this guy has changed just about everything on this car.
Yeah, I love 54 Chevrolets. Once I got going on it, I did some things to it that I'd wanted to do before, like a fat man front end, power rack and pinion.
The longer we talked to Barry, the more we figured out this car's like a Johnny Cash car. It's just a little bit of everything. Those aren't Chevy taillights either. And there's an interesting story behind those lights.
But I actually bought the taillights before I bought the car. It was just a weird thing. A friend and I had good guys walking around. When we go through the swap meet, and the guy's got a beautiful pair of Cadillac lights laying there. So I go over there, and what do you want for them? He said 50 bucks. I said, how about 40? So he said, okay, take them for 40. And so with that, I walked away with $40 set of Cadillac taillights, and I bought the car 2 years later.
This third brake light, that didn't even have those back in the 50s, was a great idea. All the new cars have them. He decided to build this one right up here.
People will follow you down the road, and they get so engrossed to telling their passenger or passengers. I used to have a car just like that. They never pay attention that you put your brake light on or turn the signal, and they almost run over you. So when I built this car, I want to make sure I've got a big brake light back here, something they can see.
You wouldn't believe what he used to build this console right here, and these seats, well, they're not Chevrolet, and as a matter of fact, there's something kind of special about the driver's seat.
Front seat's out of a Mitsubishi, and it was one of those deals you was walking around Charlotte, and the guy's got 40 seats set out there, and here's a nice pair of black leather ones. And we dickered on the price a little bit, and I ended up buying them.
I'll bet people stop you all the time, right? They stare at it.
People like this old red car. They do.
Well, come on. You got to face it, at a Menards Chevy series, you got to have at least one Ford. Oh, this is beauty. 1933 Ford, but it's got a Chevy engine, so it's legal right here. Beautiful street rod. The owner tells me he's redone this car a number of times.
I've redone it 3 times now.
Okay, small block.
Small block, 385 cubic inch stroker.
Ah, so it's got a little power.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's the rest of the drivetrain?
It's a Corvette rear end with 373 gear and a turbo 350.
Wow, so it gets right along.
Yeah, it does well.
Tell me about those wheels.
They're Budnick wheels, 17s on the rear and 15s on the front. It's a leather interior done by Speedway Interiors in Jonesboro, Tennessee.
Okay, and so how long are you going to keep it?
Probably till I die.
Ah, is it going to get redone again?
They probably will. I'm doing a 67 Chevelle right now, and I'll probably redo this one after that car.
And what color will it be then?
It'll probably be red.
It's a Chevrolet 434, 763 horse, naturally aspirated. It's one-off wheels, of course, 3-inch full polish exhaust system with electric cutouts. It's about a 14.5 to 1 compression engine with below the 720 lift. So it really beats the ground really well, producing some good power. We've got a Pro-Built Turbo 350 with a 3800 stall. There's many one-off things about the car. The hood is a one-off item as well. All the skins on the entire car have been leaded in. It's kind of a lost art. So it took us a while to find an individual capable of doing the things that we wanted to do to the car. Along the way, we've had opportunities to make some choices, some a little cheaper, a little more economical. Well, we haven't skipped any corners to this point. Why would we now?
We'll take a break right now from Bristol, Tennessee, but when we come back, it'll be truck time.
This episode of Menards Chevy Series is being brought to you by LMC Truck. LMC Truck has the parts you need to keep them on the road. Z-Max, the one product for your engine, transmission, and fuel system. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. And by Borla, the world's most winning exhaust.
Time for the LMC Truck Life Award, going to this beautiful 1971 Chevy Cheyenne pickup truck. Welcome back to the Menards Chevy Series, coming to you from Bristol, Tennessee. Now, this guy is a real truck lover, and he had this truck shipped all the way in from a very distant place.
This truck I bought in 2010. It actually was an Arizona truck, and had it shipped in from the West Coast to the East Coast.
So you must have wanted a 71 Cheyenne pretty bad to ship one in from Arizona.
I have a truck addiction. This is one of 8 at the house right now. So yeah, I've got an issue. This was a really good looking truck, and when I got it, it was a basket case project, and you know, through some good companies like LMC, I was able to get some parts to finish it up, and you see what you got in front of you.
Oh yeah, LMC makes a lot of stuff for these trucks.
Yes, they do. The trim and the bumpers all are from LMC on this truck, and it's good quality stuff. It went on with no problem, and I've used them on other trucks as well, and it's nice stuff.
Is this the original color?
This is the original color. It's a light red, and the factory two-tone, obviously. Truck is numbers matching truck from front to rear, motor, transmission, everything, and it's original sheet metal on this truck.
So the engine, 283?
It's actually a 350. It's stock 350, stock turbo 350 transmission with 308 gear.
Okay, so you kept everything just the way it should be, perfect restoration.
Everything that's back as well as I could do it, and how the General did it.
What does the wife say about that?
She's all for it, actually. She's got a 66 Nova and a 63 wagon sitting in the driveway at the house waiting on me to start now.
So they're not trucks?
It's stepping out of my box, my comfort zone, and it's been interesting to say the least.
I told you it was truck time in Tennessee. How about this gorgeous 1963 Chevy pickup truck? This gentleman has been working on this for a long, long time to bring it to this point.
For 12 years.
For 12 years you've been working on it?
A little at a time.
Yeah, no kidding. Boy, it is beautiful. Let's start with the paint. Beautiful paint. It's got a lot of metal flake in it?
Yes, sir. Gold metallic underneath.
A lot of polishing chrome in that engine bay compartment. You know what? This truck originally had a 6-cylinder. He fixed it.
That's a small block Chevrolet, and bored it, got oversized cam, dart heads, put a bunch of chrome.
Did it right.
Tried to.
Look at this beautiful crushed velvet seat. Now this is the original seat, but he had it recovered, redone, and a beautiful bow tie right up here that ties in to the general paint color scheme of the truck. A Grant wood steering wheel. I mean, this guy has spared nothing. And he's very proud of the fact this wood bed is his creation.
6 coats of urethane on top, 4 coats on the bottom.
Now the big question, do you drive it?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've got to get stopped and people have to stare.
Occasionally.
And where did you get that grill?
Did that myself, ordered through a company that does the stainless grills, and they made me one in a sheet, and I fit it in my grill.
Well, it's a beautiful, is it done now?
I hope. I can't say if they're ever done.
Well, that's just about a wrap for this edition of the Menards Chevy Series. One more thing, though. We need to find out a little bit more about this event. To do that, we caught up with the track manager, Brandon Cross.
This is great. The whole event is really big. A lot of car shows, like you mentioned. I mean, we were blessed with beautiful weather, and everybody has turned out. The swap meet has always been a big draw here. We have to grow it every year, more room, mark down more spots. Those guys show up, and a lot of fans show up really early in the mornings to always get kind of the first pick of everything in the swap meet. It's also a drag race. What it's turned into is an event that is for everybody. Whether you've been coming here for over 30 years or for a fan or kid for the first time, between the car show, the swap meet, our Beef O'Brady's Thunder Valley Mayhem that we'll do tonight, featuring pro mods, jet cars, Team FMX motorcycles, wheel standards. There's a lot going on for anybody.
Next year, will you have a schedule or something, a website they can go to find out?
Yeah, the schedule is something we're currently working on. Obviously, the NHRA Thunder Valley National is still going to be Father's Day weekend in 2017. Make sure you check BristolDragway.com for a complete schedule.
So that wraps up this week's Menards Chevy Series event from Bristol, Tennessee. But we still have more in the coming weeks. In our next episode, we'll head to St. Louis and Gateway Motorsports Park, where we will see what the Midwest has to offer to Chevy enthusiasts. Be sure to join us then.